What's going on, Tamers? It's your boy Dan from DigiGuard United. We haven't done this in a hot minute, you already know. We're on hiatus, but your boy got 19th place at Booster Boxes Regional with D Reaper. And so, make a quick impromptu video. This will go up probably today, tomorrow, whenever Vonnie gets it. And y'all see what the spice is. 19th place. I didn't make top 16, unfortunately. I bubbled out because I had terrible opponent win percentage. But I still got my invite, so that's why we're doing the deck profile. So excited to talk about it. So your boy brought Mother D Reaper, not just Mother Shoto nonsense. I'm talking about straight up Mother D Reaper. We call it Dan Reaper out here, you know what I'm saying? We're digging holes, taking souls, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so part of the reason why I chose to play this deck is because there's a lot of decks out there that's level-based removal. And guess what Mother D Reaper has? No levels. So that made it super easy to get rid of things and easier to not be removed, I should say. Angar is level-based removal. 7th grade Demon Lords, Levia, Mirage, and so many other decks that are just level-based removal. And since there's no levels in this deck, they can't be removed. So yeah, they're pretty sticky on the board. So now they gotta figure out other ways on removing these Digimon off the board, and sometimes you just naturally can't. Plus, being super under the radar, people didn't realize new Jerry came out. So new Jerry speeds up the deck like crazy. But we're gonna hop into the rest of the deck. As you already know, 4 mothers, you gotta have it. She allows you to put a source underneath it, right? Once per turn. Sometimes, depending on the matchup, you have to raise your second or third. You have to have it ready just in case, because you can use that second one as a blocker or something like that, and that's what helps protect your main mother stack with all the sources so they don't die. Next we got is the Searchers, right? Normally back in the day, you ran 20. I cut this down to 16 because there's so many other cards that's needed nowadays. There's new Searcher in the fake Jerry that allows you to do more searching that you need for the deck. Adding cards like Ties, Shotos, new Jerry, you have to fit it all. And slowly I started seeing myself dwindling from 20 to like 18, 17, and then I pushed it to the end to 16. You already know what this does. You can play this for 1 cost if you have Mother in play and draw 1, so you get that consistent drawing power for the deck. Super good. Like I said, the reason why we had to cut it down was for the Tamers in this deck we'll get into eventually. Next, 4 bubbles is a must. Cool thing about it is a security effect to add a Searcher to a Mother. On play, same effect. Card is goaded. You definitely need 4 of them. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Next we got is 4 Pendulum Fee. This is the main search of the deck. Search top 3. Add a D Reaper traded card and a Searcher, so you'll guarantee hitting. I mean, there's occasional times where you might would be just because you have non D Reaper stuff in the deck. You got bottom deckers, so it's not that bad, but it happens sometimes. Next, we got 4 of 80 yard. Was it 80 yard? 1 Jerry. Allows you to main tap, suspend her, look at top 5, add a Searcher to a Mother, so that makes it faster on how to get your Searchers underneath it, because the ideal number is number 7 you want to get, so you can get your Reaper play to kill things. Great. Next we got is 4 Gatekeeper. This is the last 4 of this deck. Gatekeeper is goated. Gatekeeper comes out of security on play. You can recover 1. By the time you hit the 6th number, sources in your Mother, all your opponent's Digimon get second attack -1 blanket, which is great. And then just stalls out the game, so you get your Reaper going. This card is goated. This card does so much work in certain matchups because you just can't remove it because there's no levels, right? Angar doesn't really play any other removal usually that can out this. on their options, so they're just chilling. This thing gets on board chilling with 6 sources. Angar can't do anything to you. It's very hard for Imperial to out this as well because they can't, you know, swing because they're always going to do 1 check at a time. So this is going to stop it. Obviously, if they have FM or PM, they can out it. But sometimes they just don't have it. So this guy is sticky on board, right? Next are, I think I only have 1 2-ups in this deck, which is the Pallades head. This card is goated. I got 1 more. This card is goated for the sense of removal. This card is your main out to floodgate effects, specifically like cards like Solarmon and Psychmon. And nowadays with Gatsumon around, that can stop the fake Jerry effect. So, you know, you get to suspend this, pop something equal to or less DP. So the more sources, the more searchers you have, the higher this can blow up. So it gets pretty easily. You can pop, you know, AKs no problem with this deck, stuff like that. Really good. Sometimes I wish I had more of it because I want to see it to be able to pop things. One of Horn Striker. This guy, to me, I know a lot of people in the past never played him, but to me, he is such a goated end game win card for me. Even sometimes early game, mid game, I should say. Being able to play this, and he has rush. Is go. No one expects it, especially if you're setting up for a Reaper. Go for gameplay. Maybe they have an extra security that you're afraid of, like if it's a Setcon type of matchup. You use this, and then you go Reaper. You could do both at the same play, same turn, which is goated. Just being able to swing 7k minimum, so it's going to be, by the time you get this out, it's most likely going to be 4 sources underneath, so it's going to be 11k. This card is the reason why I won my Fenrir Takemichi matchup, because I was able to crash into their 11k Fenrir, which is goated. And then 2 Reaper. This used to be a 3 of always, because it's hard not to see this card. You want to see the 1 of in your hand as soon as possible, but in today's game where we have more searching power with Jerry, it's easier to see this. So that's the reason why I cut it down to 3 to 2, and being able to, you know, this is your game-winning card. The only card that's scary enough to deal with this is IPM Paladin mode, because you can you strip the sources and then you bottom deck the stuff and then choose to bottom deck your cards, which slows them down, because it's when attacking, you place 2 searches underneath, need some trash, and then unsuspend. So you keep doing that until you go for game. Card is goated. Love it. And then we have Tooth FX. This is another way to out things. When boards get too crazy, get too wide, we have this to out things. This helped me won so many matchups. Fenrir against Sendril, against it won me a game against Bloom, but I ended up losing that one in total, unfortunately. Card is goated. This plus a gatekeeper on board is like telling your opponent, like, no, like you can't do anything type of thing. Card is just amazing. Always gotta be a 2 of, in my opinion. Next are the Tamers. We're gonna talk about the goated Jerry first before we get to Shoto. This card speeds up the deck so much that this is why I think it's super playable with this deck in today's meta, with Angar running around, with Imperial running around, Magna X, anything you can think of that's a decently faster deck than this deck, at least that you can think of. This card makes it so much faster. So many cool things about this, right? So off the rip, right, 4 costs, fine. On play, you get to look at top 4 and add 1 DV per card, and then bottom deck the rest. Second effect is main. You can bottom deck her, play a Reaper card with 3 cost, and then you can add 1 to that play cost, playing for free for every source. So let's say if you have 3 sources under Mother, you can play something that's 6 costs for free. So many things about this card, right? 1, it's not like your normal like main cards where like you can't activate the main effect the same turn as played. You can play this card and activate the main effect the same turn, speeds up the process. She's also a D-Reaper traded card, so you can reduce the play cost of her from the mother effect with no problem. And then, you know, you're just adding more searching, more ways to play out. My favorite combo is going fake Jerry into ADR Jerry, just in that same turn, get a search off, grab something like another searcher, go into that, put this bomb deck, go to ADR Jerry, add another source. Like, this card is the reason why I won my Fenrir matchup, because game 3 he turn 2 Fenrir played. I ended up having 3 on these. I had 1 searcher in my mother stack. Because of this card, I ended up having 4 in that same turn. Played my rush strike, my horn striker off of this at the end, and then crashed into it. And then I ended up having complete and other board control, because that's all he had. It was that Fenrir. After I dexed him, I dexed him first, and then popped off, and I'm winning because of that. Like, this card just does so much damage for the deck. If you get multiples on board, you can just have a crazy turn. I've had turns in this game where I got four searchers underneath her, or like 4 plus like X antibody, which I'll show eventually. It just goes crazy how much this card turbos the deck to get to where you need to be. Next, of course, you gotta run 4 Shoto. In my opinion, this card is what these two is what made this deck playable, in my opinion, in today's meta. Jerry helps speed up the deck, and then you got Shoto to slow down your opponent's stuff, because, you know, Shoto plus Mother 15k block that sometimes they can't deal with, especially early game. You're now chilling, because now they're too afraid to attack at times, and they won't attack at all as well. So now now they're trying to think about, how do I get over a 50k blocker? Can you? If not, then they're gonna keep passing turn until they get there, and at that point you're gonna speed up your mother process so much faster because of this. Then if you get 1, 2, 3 of these out, you're gaining memory as well, besides making your searcher's blocker, I mean your mother's blocker, and you're gaining more memory, you get more plays out of it. Carter's goated for the deck. What else with it? Crazy thing again. There's times in the game when you have to know when to raise, is having like double mother on board or triple. Downside again with the mother effect, you can't add the search underneath it. It is what it is at times, but like if you know it will die, you can, like, you know, play with it and you save your security and stuff. Final 2 Tamers is the Tai Kamiya. This was a late addition to the deck. I was realizing that, you know, certain decks can easily get over the 15k threshold. Magna X is one of them. Imperial with Paladin mode is 16k easy. Even like, you're never gonna really see it in regional play, I feel like, but Zavagamon can. Fenrir obviously can. What else? I played another deck that got Leviathan was able to get over 15k. This card just says, you know, block, make him 17k plus a draw. You always like to draw in this deck. Card is great. Even I didn't play against any today, but Omnimon, this is super important against Omnimon, and as long as they don't have their own tie, they can easily be 16k, swing, raid over your mother. So if that's the case, then you go 17, now they die, and, you know, overflow and whatnot. This card came up so much in today's game, especially Magna X. It came up against many other decks that I played against today. And the final card is X Antibody. This was super late edition. I've been tinkering with this card for a minute. I've taken it out, I put it back in. I had to put it in because I didn't have the what's it called? I don't know what's called at the moment. Zubamon. I had Zubamon in here and I couldn't find my Zubamon, so I was able to last minute put the X Antibody back in. It's a free source for your mother and get your plays. It speeds your process up for the gatekeeper play. So if you're at 5, you put this put this underneath, go to 6. Now Gatekeeper is live, right? Card is really good. It actually came up in security one time. It forced someone to pass turn. And then it ended up making me win, I believe. It was crazy. I was like, oh, bet. I got lucky in that one, but you know, it happens. Card is really good. Downside again, you can't strip it with Reaper, so you have to have 8 total sources with the 7 searchers. But yeah, so real quick, we'll go over the matchups of the deck I had today. Let's see. Real quick. Round 1, it was against Bloom. I lost that 1-2. I never saw a Dex in game 1, and then game 3, I had probably the most brickiest hand possible with this deck. I thought it was an okay hand, and then it just turned into bricks. Should have mugged in it, but it is what it is. Round 2, I beat Magna X 2-0. Like I mentioned, the ties were super important, and that ended up being what won me the games. Round 3, I played against Digimon Rush control deck, which is like, all right, cool. I get Mother Shoto on board, great. They get wide so crazy, so Dexmon is a thing. Easy Dexmon. Round 4, I played against Angar. This was blue base Ancient Garurumon. 1-1, 2-1. The moment a combo of like Mother Shoto plus like a Gatekeeper is on board, they can't do jack shit, especially blue base. A lot of it is low base removal, especially from their options as well, so they can't get rid of the Gatekeeper, and now they're just chilling and they can't deal any damage. And Ancient Garurumon's effect can't bounce as well. Round 5, Sendril, I won that 2-0. They go wide, so Dexmon's pretty free at times. Like I can easily drop a Dex for 5 costs and it's like easy. And then Gatekeeper, and then bum rushed him with a bunch of like the bubbles and Pendulum Feet. Then I played against Fenrir. I won that one 2-1 as well. Cool. Again, what happened? Game 1, I blitzed him pretty fast. Like I was able to get a bunch of like Pendulum Feet bubbles on board pretty fast, and I just kept swinging, and then I went rush for game. Game 2, he ended up getting me pretty fast with the Fenrir combos, and then game 3, I talked about it earlier. He Fenrir me turn 2, but he didn't have a board presence with it. He only ended up having 1 Lugamon, and he got me from 5 to 0. From within that time period, I ended up getting, because I already had dropped a Jerry. I don't remember if it was 2 or not in the security, but I ended up having 3 Jerry at the end of that turn. He passes turn. I go from 1 searcher to 4 searcher with the Jerrys, playing Pendulum Feet, searching bubbles, other Jerry, and then for the final, I dexed him. So it was a two cost dex, which led to me Digimon Histaki into Fenrir, and then Horn Striker for free because of Jerry, crash into it. Now I have like 3-4 bodies on board, and he couldn't really answer it, and then I ended up going for game the following turn. Round 7, play against Red Angar. Game 1, he ended up double floodgating me with Solarmon and Gatsumon, and that was it for me. Game 2, Shoto plus Gatekeeper, ended up winning that one, I believe. And then game 3, I never saw a Gatekeeper either, or anything to deal with the floodgates at that moment, which ended up costing me the game. He ended up getting it. And then round 7, no, I lied. Round 8, I played against Levia. 1-1, 2-1. Again, Levia can't deal with the Digimon on board because it's all level-based deletion. And Levia X can deal with the Shotos at times, but you have multiple Shotos or multiple Tamers, they only could do so much damage to you. Gatekeeper slows them down as well. And then game 1, I ended up decking him out because he just went crazy draw, and I just ended up setting, not intentionally, but I ended up getting like double Gatekeeper, and he just couldn't do damage really. And then game 2, he bum rushed me. He went Levi X, 3 checks, unsuspend, 3 checks, unsuspend game. Game 3, I ended up getting him because he never saw a level 5 as well, I believe. But again, he couldn't deal with gatekeepers, and then I kept swinging, and then Reaper for game. And then I played against round 9. I played against the boy Burrito. Shout out to him. He was playing 7 Great Demon Lords. Again, that's another matchup where it's very hard for them to deal with Reaper cards because there's no levels. So the only one that's really killing them really is Creepymon, because that one's by lowest DP, but then he's never milling with Creepymon's second effect. Leviamon's all like the OG Leviamon, Levi X are, level based. The new Levia can pop, but like you can just out the pop, so it doesn't really matter. And then you just keep going. Lucymon's effect that lets you, I can target a Digimon or a Tamer to destroy, and if not, then I trash security. Sometimes it doesn't matter. I'll just keep targeting Mother, let it trash security. I don't care. They're never really attacking too much unless it's a Gudamon, or if they have the Beelzemon Rush. And Mother's just chilling there the whole time, so that's a very hard matchup for them to deal with as well. And I ended up just getting it in 2 games pretty quick, honestly. That was all my matchups. Shout out to Reaper, calling it Dan Reaper nowadays because your boy did it 19th place at the end of the day. I wish I would have got 16th, but my tiebreakers, my opponent's win percentage was so trash in comparison to everybody else's. I got 19th. There was 4 invites that was passed down, so I ended up getting my invite. So that's what matters at the end of the day. We gotta give the usual end bit. If you guys want to see more, subscribe, hit that like button as well. Let me know in the comments what you think. What you think about Reaper in this format? If you want to try it out, go ahead. Hit me up. You can ask what you think about, D-Reaper in general. Any questions or any other text you're thinking of, let me know. Your boy got you. And that's it. Peace out.